What does it mean for an entire generation to live in utter poverty? I set out across 4 countries in Asia to find out. It was a journey that took me from the villages of Cambodia and India to the megacities in Thailand and the Philippines. What I saw in those places broke my heart. Poverty scars an entire generation right from the start. 105 million children in Asia are malnourished. This girl's parents work in a rubbish dump in Manila. She's drinking rice water. It's all her parents can afford to give her. Other children I met were even more unfortunate. 1.7 million people died when Cambodia was ruled by Pol Pot in the 1970s. As a result, an entire generation of Cambodian children lost their parents and were left to fend for themselves. Poverty forces children to work at a young age. They'll take just about any job that comes along. Many become scavengers. They roam the streets endlessly, looking in every rubbish dump for something they can sell. What we consider rubbish is their source of income. For a day's work, they make less than $1 a day. Child labor has a darker side. Many teenage girls end up in the flesh trade in their search for a better life. Some are sold to brothels by parents who want to make money. Others are tricked by agents promising good jobs and a decent wage in the city. Whatever the case may be, these girls will never have the chance to escape from life in the brothels. I don't think I'll ever understand the reality of life for these girls. The World Bank defines the poverty line at $1 a day. That's slightly under 2 Singapore dollars. I can't imagine surviving on that amount every day. When you have so little, I suppose every bit counts. I wonder if he made enough today. Manila is a bustling metropolis with a population of more than 9.5 million. It has huge malls, international cuisine, the latest fashion. But there is another side of Manila that the tourists don't get to see. This is Smoky Mountain 2, one of the largest slums in Manila. Every day, garbage trucks converge here and dispose of the rubbish they've gathered from the city. This place is named Smoky Mountain because of the layer of smoke hanging in the air. Those are toxic gases given out by decomposing food and waste material. Sadly, dumps like these are a common sight across Asia. I visited another one just outside the city center in Manila. Children scavenge to find something to sell. Others are looking out for the next meal. Recently, a massive fire broke out here. More than 22,000 people lost their shacks overnight. Most of the time, tragedy is only something we read about in the newspapers, but it became more than a headline for me. In Manila, I came face to face with victims of a tragedy. This is all that's left after a huge fire swept through this shanty town. Residents returned to where their homes once stood the next day, hoping to salvage their belongings. Life for this generation is about making it through the day. When you're not even sure of having a place to stay, everything else is a luxury. Like education. These are the lucky ones. They were picked up from the streets of India and have been given a rare chance to go to school.
Number 10.
44% of children in Asia are illiterate. Think about what that means for a second. They'll never learn to write their names, much less read a book. What I've seen on this trip broke my heart. For perhaps the first time in my life, I came face to face with poverty. It became more than a word or a concept. These are God's children, created in His image. You and I grew up in affluence. Our lives are filled with toys, games, entertainment, the latest gadgets. We never had to think about where our next meal was coming from. Our only worry, our O-levels, A-levels, what to be when we grow up and who we are going to marry. In my travels, I met young people in their teens and 20s, not too different from us. But while we're lost in a world of luxury, they live from hand to mouth without any hope of a better life. That girl I met at the slum could have been me. I wonder why I was born in Singapore. I've certainly done nothing to deserve this life of comfort and luxury. What is our destiny as young Singaporeans who have been blessed with so much? What does God want us to do in the face of so much pain and poverty at our doorstep? I don't have the answer, but I know what Jesus did. He took the form of sinful man and lived with us a long time ago. Today, He invites us to do the same. To walk in His way, to march to a different beat, the Father's heartbeat. Like Jesus, we can choose to walk into the slums, the streets, the shelters. We can bring the love of Jesus to those who are poor, needy, hungry, and forgotten. Because whatever you did for the least of these, you did it for Him.